Welcome to the show, and what a complete load of shit we've got for you tonight.
I used to laugh at the idea of a woman prime minister.
John, you can ask me questions if you give me notice.
There's no time necessarily for manners.
Doesn't give my opponents much time to run.
I'm responsible for introducing the concept of MMP by accident.
They hate the system.
I used to call the old culture the concrete playground.
Poets in this country have always been the smart
I've
ones.
been performing since I was born.
I can smell the uranium on it.
No mai hara mai te whānau ki Aotearoa I tēnei pō, ko Magenta tōku ingoa.
And co-detective Rogers tōku ingoa. Pinky Jerky, to be specific.
Yes,
That's my name.
I don't know if you noticed, but I got a little jealous, so I started playing the game too.
Oh my god, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I thought I'd play along, and that actually, if you translate my name into Russian, it is fuchsia. So
I was gonna say, what does it mean?
yeah, it's just basically a color similar to magenta. I'll probably end up going through other colors just for funsies, but you know, I was just when I was doing up the thumbnail today, since I obviously clip a picture of us from the week before, and I was like kind of looking at all the iterations, and I'm like, man, this is fun. I want to have fun. So yeah, that's what today I'm fuchsia.
That's
Fuck
what
it.
we're here for. We're here to have fun, you know? Have fun,
Right.
have fun and go through a week's worth of news. How we doing, guys? I hope the weather has been as nice for you as it has been for me up here in Auckland. It is hot. It is 22 degrees outside. It is 26 degrees in my apartment.
Yeesh.
And hopefully
Yeah.
we don't get background noise. So, yeah.
Honestly, for 26 degrees already in October, I think we can, if there is any noise, I think we can just roll with it.
It's all the
'Cause
global warming.
That's way too fucking hot. I mean, obviously here in Wellington, it's a lot cooler at the moment. We've got some nice cloudy skies and hardcore winds recently, but it's been good to get the washing dry.
Mm-hmm. Boy, am I glad we're not going to be lowering we're not getting additional warming. Let me frame it that way. No additional warming will be coming our way.
Yes, exactly. Well, looks like everyone's been having a good week though. So kia ora everyone for joining us and coming to hang out. I do have a quick question. How do we like the 15-minute earlier? I'm just kind of curious. I know you, Rogers. I know you enjoyed it.
I love it.
Yeah,
well, it's just here so we can mull around, you know, get a little bit of engagement, you know, have a little bit of banter. I mean,
warm up a bit.
I can complain about Mondays, you know, if not
fucking Mondayitis.
Well, not even in the what's his name, Garfield type of way. Like, it's just like Monday seems to be that day for the news cycle where it's because it just seems shit gets dumped on like Saturday, Sunday, and then I get to Monday and it's just like, fuck me, got so much shit.
Yeah, they have been doing a lot over the weekends. Like,
yep.
It's getting a bit ridiculous. I'm like, Jesus, take a break. I guess they try, Christmas isn't too far away, so I guess they've got to rush through as much as they can.
Christmas? I mean, it'll probably just be me by myself. I don't know what you're doing for Christmas, but
I probably should organize, like, I don't know, going to I went to my friend's house for Christmas last year, so him and his wife just had a few people over, so it was a bit of a, I guess you could call one of those like more friend family kind of Christmases. We didn't really do much. We just kind of hung out, had some yarns, had some food. It was nice, but
yeah.
I was actually talking to Avery today about what we're going to do over the holidays, because we haven't actually gotten to that point. And I was actually even thinking, I might just keep going during the holidays, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll have a huge holiday. Maybe we'll just see if
I don't know.
Well, I think it's part of my routine now. And like the thought of not doing it for like more than a month, maybe, like, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm sure you might have different plans over the holidays.
I'm actually having a holiday for once. Like
Yay!
Yeah, well, I never do. Like, I'm the one that works through Christmas and that kind of thing, but no one put their hand up this year, like, wanting to take a holiday through the Christmas time, and I was like, well, I have over a month's leave, so I may as well use some of it, that kind of thing. So, you know.
Nice. What, gonna do anything specific, or you haven't figured out yet?
Just gonna visit the fam, you know.
Oh, nice.
Relax in central Otago where it's nice and dry. Nice and dry.
Yes, it is. So that's one thing I do like about South Island. It is a very dry, heat and cold. It's great. I do like that.
Bigger fire hazards though. So
true. Yeah. No. I don't
driving
think
around
about that.
Central Otago with all its dry grass, it's always almost like max fire hazard, like all the time.
That's right. There was a fire, I think, in Christchurch when I went down last year. That's right. Now it's coming back to me. Oh yeah. Jeez. Hopefully there's no fires when I go back down again.
Oh, thank you, Big Ol' B. I will. I'll take that holiday.
Hell yeah. Also, apparently it's 37 degrees in Sydney, and that is disgusting. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for you.
I mean,
but also,
it's a dry heat though.
Yeah, but 37? Like,
No,
I get to 26 and I'm fucking out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
anything above 26 and I'm just dying.
No, I've even though it's not like very humid, like I've been to Brisbane, been to Sydney, and those heats are just radiating. Like they just get, the pavement gets hot and just radiates everywhere. And just, oh my goodness.
Oh, my feet kind of feel burny just thinking about it.
How was your
week? Enough of fucking weather chat, I guess.
Oh wait, no, that's right. You're doing a classic leftist thing, and you've got an excuse not to work this week.
I don't have a job.
No, not like not that work. You hurt your foot, and now you don't have to try as hard.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, you hurt your foot, so you can get a doctor prescription to get on drugs, and use that as an excuse not to do anything.
Definitely not the opposite, and it's definitely not me going, man, I really hope I don't have to go to the fucking doctor. I swear to fucking God.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it doesn't get better in a couple of days, I'll ring the Healthline, and if they tell me to go to the doctors, then I will go to the doctors.
Shout out to all the South Islanders, even those who are 3/4 South Islanders.
3/4 South Islander.
That's a very
right, yeah, really specific. But I kind of love that.
Two of my grandpas and my grandma were all from the South Island.
Oh yeah, that's one way to think it. Yeah.
I
Love
guess so.
that. Oh, see, I'm just a true blue North Islander. But...
It's so boring.
Yeah, I know. We're a dime a dozen up here.
Lived in Chicha, gets hot and cold, gets shaky there too.
Yes. Although I do have to say, I really did like Christchurch when I went down there because I love me some, like in Wellington, so many hills. Christchurch, it's nice and flat, and like the beach is pretty nice.
Being from Dunedin, Christchurch is my arch enemy, so
no,
we don't like Christchurch. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when you go there and it's just like, it's all flat. There's not really any geographical markers, not obvious ones where you're like, oh, I know where I am. I've orientated myself. Being from Dunedin, I'm just like, where are the hills?
That's how I navigate.
That is how I navigate.
That's kind of awesome though. I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like how I guess Auckland would be Wellington's.
Yeah, well, Auckland's at least got the giant spire.
Yeah. But I like Auckland and the CBD. I actually don't mind it. Like, it's definitely, I kind of prefer Wellington because it's a bit more compact and easier to kind of get around easy. But at the same time, with the bus system, assuming it's going well, I didn't have any problems in Auckland CBD.
Christchurch is flat. Very car-based, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, I find most towns that are a bit more spread out and bigger are like that though. Rotorua is kind of similar. A lot of people kind of, even though there's a lot of stuff in the CBD, you kind of do need a car to really do a lot of stuff. But
yeah,
there's one thing I do like about Wellington as well, is that I really don't need a car. And I can't afford a car anyway, so... you know, works out for me.
I'm the opposite. I'm in Central City. I never drive my car.
That's right. I forget you have a car.
Yeah, I just walk everywhere. And if I need to go somewhere far, I take the bus. The only time I'm using the...
if you really need it.
Well, yeah, the only time I use the car is during a booty call. I gotta drop someone off.
So not I pull up. It's more like...
No. They come to me.
Off.
Yeah. That's the quid pro quo transaction.
Oh, yes. No,
I'll drop you home.
It's better than like, I guess it's better than just being like, oh, I'll get you an Uber.
Yeah, I'm Auckland's fake taxi. That's me.
To be fair, there's a few cars in Wellington that have the fake taxi sticker fucking on them and shit. Oh, there's some crazy car stickers around town though. Oh. All right, we should probably actually do some fucking news.
We should.
See, look, we used up our 15 minutes.
We did it well.
I love that.
All right, yeah, but let's get into it, shall we? Shall you share your screen? Have you got everything?
Yes, we're starting at Winnie, correct?
No.
Oh, I got it wrong already, guys.
Yeah.
Oh no. I see. I didn't order them properly.
Oh my
More
goodness.
here.
What have you done? Anyway,
Hey,
these are just our quick introductory summaries of a couple of things. Oh, that one's an actual. Okay, well this one just came out, but essentially, Israel airstrikes the Gaza Strip after alleged truce breach from Hamas.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've been seeing videos from that today.
What was that, like a week? I think about a week it lasted, maybe a bit over.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or just, about a week.
Peace in the Middle East, people. Israel forces have launched multiple strikes in Gaza. Israel said the strikes responded to Hamas-linked attacks that killed 2 Israeli soldiers, something to do with an anti-tank missile. It was near Rafah. Gaza health authorities reported at least 18 were killed in the strikes on the 19th of October, though numbers vary. Israel halted aid deliveries into Gaza. Hamas denied initiating the attack, saying it had lost contact with armed groups in Rafah and reaffirmed commitment to the truce, which, to me was kind of like, it seems kind of fair. Like, there's no cell phone infrastructure, there's no phone infrastructure, there's no real way to, like, contact people effectively. It seems logical, at least, you would lose contact with 6 of like your group, as well as I think in the wake of all of like this the peace deal, you're gonna have fracturing and splintering, which isn't really accounted for. Like the whole peace deal treats Hamas as like a whole, like they're just gonna stick together and all agree and go yep. But there are gonna be people in there going like, fuck this, I'm fighting death, I don't give a shit. And just not listen to the leader at that point. So I don't know. It makes sense that there would be splinters at this stage, I'd say. Israel says it will respond forcefully to any further violations. The Rafah border crossing remains closed until Hamas meets its obligations, it said, which apparently they were supposed to open anyway as part of the peace deal, which they hadn't. So it just seems like more excuse not to open that shit up, honestly. Since the ceasefire began, Israel has blamed Hamas for neglecting to return all hostage bodies. Hamas last week released all 20 living hostages, and the following days has handed over 12 of the 28 deceased captors. As of yesterday, there are reports of Hamas continuing to hand over bodies as they are found. That was 2 more they apparently handed over yesterday. Reportedly, Israel soldiers torched food, homes, and critical sewage infrastructure in the wake of the ceasefire announcement. Gaza media officers says Israel has violated the ceasefire 47 times and killed 38 Palestinians since coming into effect. So, look, whoever's at fault here, I have my fucking opinion of who's probably at fault. This whole thing isn't fucking working. So let's all come together and admit that this shit ain't working. Wasn't gonna work, no matter how you fucking framed it. So
I mean, Israel have made it very clear that they're just going to do what the fuck they want, and they will find any reason to justify it.
Yeah, exactly. And why is Hamas going to stick together? Like we said, they're going to fracture off into different groups. Not necessarily, they're not an institution at this point. They're just
they're also just like, they're a small minority amongst again, there's just civilians.
Yes.
Like same way in Israel, there are civilians who do not want any of this. There are plenty of Israelis who have been going and protesting and doing all of that as well. But again, Israel just says fuck you to everyone and just does what it wants.
Moving on from that,
Let's
Sad
go.
but predictable news. Mayor Craig Jepson called an emergency council meeting less than 24 hours before the final result of the election to lodge an election conduct complaint. The emergency meeting has been challenged by the council's lawyer and local electoral officer on procedural grounds. It's raised issues of process mandate and potential overreach from the mayor and the council. The mayor's agenda called for lodging a complaint with the Department of Internal Affairs, which lacks jurisdiction over local elections. So fuck knows why he's doing that. The council has voted to proceed with the complaint despite concerns to the cost of ratepayers and procedural legitimacy. So
Okay.
yeah, these guys, looking out for your taxpayer dollars, right? And if you're wondering what this picture is about, a 25-minute adjournment ensued when a man in a World War II aviator cap repeatedly interrupted proceedings in the public gallery.
Oh, what was he
Yeah.
doing? Like, was he just...
I don't know, like pretending to be a bird, maybe. I don't actually
I
know.
guess he was just not happy with what was going on.
I assume so, yeah. Just, I was a veteran or some shit. He said apparently this was his first time ever protesting, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was
Wow.
the first for
It
him.
must have been big enough for him to be keen.
South
Interesting.
Island thing. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, and in hot off the presses, Labour announced their first key election policy today, the New Zealand Future Fund. The announcement appears geared towards the investment in the business community. Apparently, a little guy in the distance was thought to have said, "What about me?" But nobody heard him. And that was it. That was my joke. Please clap.
Hold on, I'll put my mic down.
Please clap.
Is that good? Good enough? Did
Yes,
I do
that
it?
was fantastic. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for clapping at my joke. Anyway, yeah, who cares? Bit of a nothing burger.
Yeah.
sorry
honestly.
those who wanted us to talk about it, but I
I'm
wasn't
just
too.
like, okay.
I was just
cool.
like, yeah, what about your tax policy?
Yeah, I think it wasn't anything interesting enough for me. It was just like, really? This is the first thing you're gonna go with? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Let's hope it's just a case of them shoveling the not so good stuff out of the way first, Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's
I don't know
bad
with that
policy.
party.
It's just policy. I'm just like, this doesn't affect me.
Mid.
I don't have a
It's
business.
mid.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okie dokie. Next one.
more on impactful policy. Last week, ACT showed how much they're focused on the average Kiwi by loosening food safety regulation for home-based cake businesses. From
Can we just
November-
take a moment to appreciate this fucking picture though? Like the way you got all these people just lined up, it just looks ridiculous.
I know. Apparently, it was Hoggard's wife, I believe, made these two
I
cakes.
saw that actually. That's why I actually put one of the cakes in the thumbnail because I'm like, you know what? His wife put the effort into the cake.
Credit where credit's due.
She fucking did a good job.
Good-looking cakes. I mean, he's not a thin dude for a reason.
That gift one, does look pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just saying it. I'm on a diet right now. Like I've been on a diet for about a week or more.
Seafood diet?
No, sadly,
Nah,
just
real
exercise
one.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a real diet.
Damn.
Yeah. I'd like to do keto and stuff, but I'm just not that disciplined to stick to that kind
Honestly,
of regime.
you don't need to. Those are fads. Anywho, we've got home baking.
Yeah. So this will be in as of November 25. So next month. Yeah, next month. Home-based bakers will be of shelf-stable cakes will face simplified registration and reduced compliance. If you're wondering what the fuck shelf-stable cake is, that's like it doesn't need to be cooled or refrigerated, that kind of thing. So essentially,
So, like, not a cheesecake would not be a shelf stable.
no,
cake.
it would not. So there you go. Supporters see micro enterprise benefits in the changes, but critics warn about food safety consistency. So low risk hobby bakers will no longer need ongoing verification audits, which sometimes can cost over $1,000, or a full food control plan if they make fewer than 10 cakes a year. Which I was like, that's fuck all cakes.
Yeah,
Like,
10 cakes a year. That's not even a cake a month.
I
At that
know.
point, it feels kind of
Who
redundant.
is this helping? Like, who's like, oh, thank goodness, my cake business. Like, my cake business
I mean,
that
to
does
be
less than 10
fair-
cakes a year.
I do know, yeah, I think like the 10 is weird because like I know a old school friend of mine, she does, make little batches of their farming themed cookies, and she's a rural farmer in the South Island, so like she has a little business, where she sells some of her farming baked goods, but she's definitely not selling 10 a year. That would just be, at that point it's a gift.
Yeah, and we're still lacking in details, at least from what I saw in the report. Maybe they've released more details since then, but like, does this apply to muffins?
Oh, okay.
I don't
Apparently
know.
this covers bake sales.
Okay.
That's interesting. Fuck, I haven't thought about a bake sale in, God, a long time.
Like, what classifies a cake? Like, is a muffin a cake? So if you sell a dozen muffins, are you fucked?
Well, I mean, you'd assume they'd have to have some kind of guidelines. I guess maybe, maybe it's like one cake is the equivalent of, say, 12 muffins, maybe you should do 10 times 12. Like, I'm sure they've got something.
That's why it seems weird that it's so, like, specific just to, like, cakes, Well,
I guess, again, you want that shelf stability. Like, I mean, cookies would be a whole different fucking game. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying it's like the most niche announcement I think I've heard so far out of anything. Well, actually, what was
no, definitely. Like, it is.
What was
very
more
niche?
this one or when they announced that hairdressers could now serve like alcohol? Probably this, right?
Kind of, yeah. I feel like, I mean, they're both really. I feel like they're both they're kind of the equivalent, but in two different worlds. Cake is the more real people world, and the fucking drinking while you're at the hairdresser feels a bit more like the rich upper class people, or even upper middle.
That's like the opposite of what it's supposed to be with the whole "let them eat cake" quote. You got it backwards.
Yeah, I mean, this government gets everything backwards.
It's true. All right. Anyway.
Oh yeah, and to stop food handling mistakes, that's another fair point.
Yeah,
there are a lot of, it makes sense, but still fucking kind of random. But
it's very random. Especially for like a big announcement. I
wonder if they're maybe just trying to do something considered nice, just so that, like, look, here you go. Since you're struggling to pay with the cost of living, now you can sell cakes if you've got the fucking time to do it.
Like Kiwi Skirt. She doesn't stick around long, does she?
Nah, she's got shit to do.
Also, did you notice what was up with the cake? What they were doing?
No. Oh, what
were they cutting?
I couldn't tell, to be honest.
Come on, what are they cutting?
Oh, is it supposed to be a rib?
Yeah, they're cutting the red tape. You get it?
I just thought there was like, okay, now I see that wasn't very obvious to me. At least to me, I kind of sort of saw that, but I didn't really put the two different cakes together. It just kind of looked random to me. I was more confused. Like, what does this plaque say?
Oh my goodness. Let's go back to sharing and cake Thursday nights at the hairdressers. I think
honestly,
I'd go
that
more.
Does sound pretty lit, not gonna lie. Get a fucking perm? Let's go.
K-Road that fucking pop off, I'm telling you.
Right?
Anyway, let's move on to our next two favorite people. Actually, one of them's in this. Can't afford to eat the eggs. Oh, yeah. I mean, eggs aren't that bad right now, are they?
They are pretty bad.
Are they pretty bad?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I'm not good with that.
You need to
stuff.
watch Craig Rennie's last podcast. He does all of them.
I thought he talked about bread.
Yeah, but there's multiple metrics.
Yeah,
anyway, let's talk about our least favorite people.
Okay. Winston Peters and David Seymour got in a scuffle last week over the Fonterra deal. This is just classic them. Just fucking at each other's throat. But
honestly,
if you ask them about it, they'll be like, "Oh, I think we were going to cover this a few weeks ago when but I didn't do it." Seymour was in an interview that said the coalition was dangerously strong. Every time you ask them about any division, they're like, "No, we love each other. We agree on everything. We're dangerously strong." Peters launched an open letter. Open letters. They're topical today.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't think I've seen it more open letters in probably my life.
He warned farmers not to approve the deal, stating that if the deal proceeds, then perhaps we need to revisit the regulatory environment for Fonterra. And I'm kind of like, fucking do it. Do it, please. I want you to do it. Regulate Fonterra, please.
I mean, I am actually on Winnie's side in this one area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, which again makes David the bad guy, as usual.
Oh, Seymour, what are you doing? Can you be on the good side for once? Just
nah, fuck him.
Will you ever not be evil? Seymour responded that commercial decisions like this should be made by farmers themselves, not politicians, saying if anyone wants to say, they should earn the right by getting up at 4 a.m. and milking cows for a few decades. And I just noted, I wonder if he has the same rationale for economists, environmental scientists, teachers, doctors, and nurses. I wonder if he has the same... Yeah, and
anybody. Yep, literally anyone else.
Anyone who has any area of expertise in any field that he disagrees with. I wonder.
No, it is very hypocritical.
Fonterra defended its transparency and noted that it had shared the rationale in terms of the transaction with the shareholders and the NZX and stakeholders. Under the deal, farmers were set to receive about $2 per share for a typical farm of 300 to 400 cows. This would translate to roughly $200,000, which, you know, it's a pretty decent payday, but I think in terms of probably farming costs and especially the long term, that's probably not that much. I would think ultimately, like, it's a good cash out, especially if you need the money. Like, don't get me wrong,
but
if someone offered me 200 grand, yeah, I wouldn't say no, but I think all things considered, at the end of the day, it's probably, you know, it's probably peanuts in terms of the grand scheme of things. Anyway, but look, I haven't done the numbers on any of that, so fuck knows. Ultimately, that's just my opinion. And the shareholder vote is underway. Submissions closed on 27th of October, followed by an online special meeting on the 30th, and the decision will be expected then. So yeah, cool,
nice.
But yeah, those two going at it, classic.
Right, classic deputy PMs. You guys.
All right, so into the good, the bad, and the ugly.
My fucking favorite person.
I know. Oh, is this your favorite person?
No,
okay.
I fucking hate this bitch.
You're not supposed to say that.
Sorry, I really don't like. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what?
No one's allowed to say bitch in Parliament. They're allowed to say cunts. So. Social Development Minister Louise Upston announced a new set of beneficiary sanctions aimed at encouraging unemployed New Zealanders back into work. Just emphasis on encouraging. Social Development, blah, 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 blah. She's set the new... that's the same fucking phrase twice. Fuck me. This includes stricter penalties for missed appointments or job refusal, including payment suspensions. So this, you know, comes on top of the sanctions that they had already put in place since 2023, by the way. So this is more sanctions on top of the ones that they already have.
On top of the traffic light system, the stupid 6-month reapplication process that I just had to do, which was so redundant, but all right.
Yeah. Of course, welfare advocates have condemned the move as punitive and ineffective, warning it will increase hardship rather than employment, which I kind of agree with. Labour's Carmel Sepuloni, deputy leader, I believe, right? Yes, and previous social development minister said sanctions were already instated in 2023 after being paused during COVID-19, meaning these additional or tougher layers on top of existing ones. Which, by the way, I was on job seeker benefit during that time when they dropped the sanctions, and it was amazing. And the only time after coming out of wins that I've ever held a job was then. Was when I had, you know, when I wasn't being pressured to rush into some other bullshit, that then I just hold, you know, like a fucking shitty part-time job or a shitty fast food job where, you know, I don't...
High turnover rate.
Exactly.
Exactly. And you want sustainable work prospects. You don't just want to, and that's what a lot of these like sanctions can do is, well, especially with the job refusal. Like if you get offered the shittiest job in in a location that there's no way you've got transport there, and if you say no to that, then that is what, you're the one that suffers and is punished, rather than actually going and finding something that works, because people have to be able to have transport to get there. If they don't have transport, it needs to be publicly accessible. Not all workplaces are in publicly accessible like bus routes.
And there's so much more to being on the job seeker benefit than just like the money too. Like sometimes you need time because you've gone through the fucking ringer, you've been through the pits, like you need time to readjust, get your mental health up. That's a big thing. That was a big thing for me at the time, was like, especially like just COVID depression just made it fucking plummet absolutely. And I was in a pretty bad cyclical state of just depression and anger, burning out and that kind of thing. And I imagine if I had the pressure of work and income on top of me going, find a job, you gotta fucking show us you've been out looking and all this crap, especially because where I was living in the time was Central Otago, it wouldn't have been great.
Ooh, slim pickings already.
Slim pickings. So yeah, look, it's, and ultimately after I can't remember how long it was a bit under 2 years, it was a bit over a year, somewhere between that time, but I found a job that's now on an annual salary of about 60 grand a year, so yeah, it's a pretty big success story in my opinion.
Exactly. You get to tell people when they're working and do all that schedule stuff, like exactly. You're not just, exactly. And like, you're clearly passionate about it. Like, I'm sure you've learned a lot. You've kind of climbed through the ranks.
Like, and that came because that time that I had, I used it to up my skills. I used it to do all that stuff, go through my portfolio, be like, okay, what skills do I have? What skills do I want to hone? What do I need? I can get some certifications, that kind of thing. And I went and did all of that. And lo and behold, here I am.
Exactly. Actually, a good analogy, I think, as well. It's like when people are trying to have a baby and they think too much about it and they're stressing about it, and then the second they stop trying and give up hope, bang, they get pregnant. Same thing.
Yeah, I'm now one of the elite. You're right, but don't tell people, please. I'm supposed to pretend I'm grassroots. Yeah, so. But
you're using your privilege to help kind of be a buffer and do things like this. You're not just sitting there and just being like, "Heh."
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just coast.
Oh yeah, but I do love coasting.
Oh yeah,
who doesn't? Get me wrong.
Everyone loves a good coast every now and then.
But I also get very bored, so I'm one of those people. I'll be on like holiday for like half a week, and I'm like, I want to do something.
I'm over this now. Yeah.
I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole. Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of doing stuff, there's been a lot of stuff happening in this area, hasn't there?
Yeah. Okay. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm not up to. There we go.
Just kidding.
Okay. Yep. So this week, the government continued to drive a narrative questioning the motivation of striking workers. As what's her name? Collins decided to drop a bombshell of a public letter yesterday, I believe it was, sometime around the morning, midday.
I know, it felt like such a random time to fucking drop it.
I know. Yeah, no, they love just dumping shit on, like, the weekend for some reason. I think it's like they could get ahead of, like, the media cycle, because they're like, oh, shit, all the other people from the other parties, they're all off on holiday or whatever they do for the fucking weekend, so...
Yeah.
We'll get a day of driving the narrative. I don't know. Maybe that's the rationale.
Well, I also imagine they probably just plan it ahead, and it's more like, you know how you can schedule Facebook posts? They probably just get their person to be like, look, post this on, I guess Sunday morning, maybe around when people are watching Q&A with Jack Tame,
yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing.
People watch Jack Tame. Simeon Brown was laughed off on stage last week after citing dubious salary claims, accusing senior doctors of crossing an ethical line whilst with strike action. He indicated that the government might change laws to limit strike rights in core services, which Chris Luxon refused to rule out today during an RNZ interview. which I listened to the whole thing. But yeah,
Oh, you did? Because I was like, man,
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to this whole thing just to hear one little bit.
We've got little sound bites which we'll go into, but
nice.
we'll keep going through the facts. Yesterday, Public Service Minister Judith Collins lashed out in a public letter, suggesting the strike is ill-timed, misprioritized, and unfair. It's unfair,
it's
guys.
unfair.
I know. Why are you doing this now? She called the upcoming strikes politically motivated by unions, which I noted is kind of a stupid phrase because everything's politics anyway, so you can say anything's politically motivated if you want. But yeah, here's a bit what she has to say around a conspiracy of the organization.
If they're not working together on it, then why is it all happening on one day, the same day? Clearly, this is organised. Clearly, this is coordinated. And clearly, it's coordinated and organised to cause the most disruption to the most New Zealanders.
Clearly. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Look, I mean, she's got one bit of that right. It's, the point of strikes is to cause disruption, and that was actually stated by one of the union leaders in an interview today as well. But it's like the entire point. Otherwise, you don't get noticed. No one goes, "Oh yeah, now I see your point. You guys are important."
Oh yeah,
which is
it's like wasn't it David who told when the kids who do that strike on a Friday during school or something? I think it's like for future climate shit. I remember him saying something like, "Oh, you guys just want a day off school. You should do it on the weekend." And it's like, you're not at Parliament on the weekend. That's the whole fucking point. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Redundant statements.
We need to artificially inflate our fucking attendance records, so please, mate, don't strike on this day. And also, I just thought, like it doesn't have to be a pre-organized thing. Like, all it takes is one union to announce that they're striking that day, and the rest of unions go, all right, well, we might strike that day too. And then the rest start following. Like, it seems like a logical progression to me. It doesn't have to be this grand conspiracy, like, let's fuck over the government.
If anything, I would say it's the complete opposite. It's more a litmus test against this government. Because I think, as some of the articles I've read have said, like, this could potentially be the biggest strike since 1979. Like, and that was, I think, a 30,000 people strike, which I think, based off of the estimated numbers, I think the teachers alone are about 40,000 potentially going on strike. So, like, yeah, this could be not only historic, but clearly shows that, okay, if the teachers and the nurses and all these people are having to work together because you're collectively not listening to any of them, that shows that you're not doing a good job. You're literally fucking off a whole country. And New Zealanders, they don't really like protesting. It actually takes quite a lot to make a fucking New Zealander protest, generally.
Yeah, well, that actually goes into something that Mr. Luxon had to say. So this follows Prime Minister Luxon citing unions for driving recent industrial action by prioritizing politics over patients and students. I mean, no shit, of course, they drive industrial action. That's what unions do.
They're their whole job.
Kiwis are getting a bit sick of the unions going on strike, he said to RNZ last Monday. He said the current wave of education and health strikes is a shame and preventable via negotiation. He neglected to note that the ministries have not set any bargaining dates until after the strikes. And we actually have something to play after that.
What practical steps are you taking right now to stop the strike, to avert this strike?
Well, we're just making an appeal to the unions to say, look, once again, get around the bargaining table and compromise. I mean, we're ready to negotiate. We actually settled the primary principals union contract on Friday. We want to be able to sit down with the unions and politically motivated.
Sure, but what are the practical steps? Have you made any offers, revised offers? Have you brought forward the bargaining? Because for the PPTA, for example, says they haven't got a bargaining schedule until the 11th of November.
Well, there has been ongoing conversations with each of the unions through Sir Brian Roach, who's leading the negotiations as part of his role as Public Service Commissioner, and we're very keen for the unions to get back on the table and negotiate.
Because it looks like you might have given up. I mean, you've got Brown both strongly, publicly criticising the unions. Have you given up trying to stop this strike going ahead?
No, not at all. But sadly, there are going to be kids that are going to be massively impacted. This is a week where there's a lot of teacher-only days and a Labour Day next week. You've got to ask the question, why strike today, this week? What's Palestine got to do with any conversation as a union member in a conversation with a minister?
What's Palestine got to do with it?
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about the fact that was because they specifically asked them questions that were targeted, and then are acting like this is their main number one reason they're doing it. Like, come the fuck on. People are smarter than that. Like, what the fuck? And I mean, here's a point. What the fuck are you doing? You're doing nothing. Oh, compromise. Where's the compromise been from the government?
Yeah, like the ministry have not set any bargaining dates until the 11th of November. So if they wanted to try and stop this, they could have set a bargaining date for today if they wanted.
You know what they could have done? They could have fast-tracked that shit like they did with the
could have fast-tracked that shit.
The equity bullshit. They have the ability to do whatever the fuck they want, whenever they want, as fast as they want. They could actually take a serious offer to these people, especially given the fact that we know for a fact Luxon's had, I think, at least 2 pay increases, if not, he's on his 3rd, I think, since coming into office. Yeah, no, actually, I think he is on his 3rd. I mean... Sorry, you go first.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I was looking at that, and I think I did technically... I didn't see what the Prime Minister got, but I think I saw overall Cabinet technically did, I think, have a decrease, or not an increase in their pay, at least compared to inflation this year.
I mean, when you compare a lot of things to inflation...
Oh, yeah.
Barely anyone's getting close to inflation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my more thing is 2% of very big number... much different to 2% of relatively small number.
Yep.
So,
but because when I was looking at those numbers, I was like, look, it doesn't matter if his pay doesn't go up anyway, because he's got fucking portfolios and so many things. His pay's going up anyway. He's getting paydays nonstop.
Absolutely. He's got entitlement after entitlement.
He literally changes the laws to benefit him and then sells his fucking houses. Anyway, in her letter, Collins expresses regret to patients, students, and families affected by upcoming public sector strike. Collins, Luxon, Brown, and other cabinet ministers have called for unions to come back to the table rather than strike. As we've said, they've not set the date for sooner than then. She and the Prime Minister have criticised that the number one item on the meeting agenda was Palestine rather than pay conditions for an upcoming meeting, which allegedly did not go ahead on this basis. So we got something we can play here. We've actually got 2. Which I just thought we'd play both of them.
The thing with that meeting is that in the end it didn't go ahead because the minister could see very clearly. The union was very clear as to what it wanted on the agenda, which was Palestine and some other things. But first thing was Palestine. And I think that tells us everything we need to know.
What do you mean, Judith? Explain yourself, Judith. Honestly, though, what does she mean by that?
I don't know. What does she mean by that?
Maybe Luxon will...
They're terrorists. All the teachers are terrorists.
Oh
that's
my God,
that's what it tells you.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the Palestine issue. It's a bit disingenuous to talk about Palestine, given that the meeting, they were told that they couldn't discuss the strikes. So, okay, you can have a personal opinion on whether or not Palestine should have been discussed by the unions, but to suggest that this was somehow more important than the strike, that's disingenuous.
That's the issue, isn't it? What the hell's a union talking about Palestine?
No. The issue is that they say they weren't allowed to talk about the strikes, and it was presented as if somehow they were more interested in Palestine than the strikes. But that's not necessarily the case, is it?
Well, the negotiations are between the employer, in this case the Public Service Commissioner, and the union, so that's for them to work out terms and conditions. But, we would expect to discuss things like attendance and academic achievement and new curriculums and those sorts of things, not Palestine.
Which, probably might have been on the agenda. We'll get into that soon. But yeah, as he said, they were specifically asked not to talk about bring up pay conditions going, and then in her letter she's complaining about it. So talk about it completely.
Literally, they can't do anything right by them. They're just going to say whatever's the opposite. But it's just stupid.
Next, we had PPTA President Chris Abercrombie clarify what was on the agenda, and he did a really good interview today. Like he was on fire.
He's so good, honestly. Every time I've seen him, just amazing.
So yeah, let's just listen to him.
Kia ora.
Why did you want to speak to the Minister about Palestine? Why was that a priority?
We wanted to raise our concern around the lack of education for Palestinian children in Gaza. 630,000 students have not had formal education for a number of years, and we wanted to raise that concern with the Minister.
What was she going to do about it?
Well, I'm not quite sure. You'd have to ask her.
But why is that an issue that you want to speak to New Zealand's Education Minister about?
Well, because we have a duty to support education around the world. We've talked about various issues over the long time of our association, international issues to do with education. And this was just another...
Sorry, I have to pause this. Has nobody heard of fucking, social sciences at school?
What?
We literally... Even in high school, you do this fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Also, there are literal children watching other children their age being murdered online. Imagine what that must feel like.
No, we don't talk about that.
All right, we don't talk about Bruno.
Phones are banned at school.
So this is normal for that type of thing to happen, but for you to discuss issues, political issues from outside New Zealand and New Zealand's education system.
In the past, we've raised concerns about issues in education sectors around the world, yes.
Did you get to have the conversation in the end? Because this one meeting didn't happen, but the Minister's office said it was the second time you wanted to talk about Palestine.
Well, it wasn't the second time. I'm not quite sure what they're referring to. And no, this meeting hasn't happened, and I heard in your piece this morning apparently it's not going to happen. We haven't been told that by the Minister, so that's disappointing to hear that the Minister doesn't want to meet us.
What the fuck?
He heard about it on the radio.
Oh my god, this is giving fucking that Whaikaha Facebook announcement. Oh my god.
And yes, Dean, we have rolling R's. I'm sorry, there's a lot of rolling R's.
Wait.
I thought you were 3/4 South Islander. You should understand.
Is it just you or is it me?
Well, Abercrombie has a rolling R too.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
I don't know if I do it or
his is very pronounced.
I don't
Mine
really
you can hear
notice
in
it.
Purple Urban Bird. You can hear in shit like that.
Yeah, I guess so, but still, not that bad. Anyway, let's let him continue.
Well, that she didn't want to speak about Palestine.
Well, that's not what Minister Collins said in your piece, so the Minister doesn't want to meet, so that's disappointing.
What were the other issues that you wanted to talk about, and have you had a chance to actually talk about those issues?
We wanted to talk about the changes to NCA because the Minister is yet to meet with us about those changes. We wanted to talk about AI marking because that is of significant concern to the sector, and we also wanted to talk about changes to the curriculum. So it's really disappointing the Minister apparently doesn't want to meet to discuss those issues either.
Would you be happy to talk about those things and not Palestine?
I'm happy to talk about any of these issues at any time with the Minister. It's really unfortunate the Minister apparently doesn't want free and frank conversation from sector leaders, so it's disappointing that she's made that decision.
Yes!
There's a reason she didn't bring up any of the other stuff, because it all sounds so reasonable once you mention everything.
I think Mr. Abercrombie dropped his crown. Here you go, sir. That was fucking... Oh... Honest. Also, AI marking? Did I miss something? When the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, you just chuck your AI and fucking, hey, rate my student, go. And you go have a sandwich.
Oh no. Oh, no. That's not going to go good with our kōrero later. Oh,
anyway,
no.
Classic, Judith Collins said we don't have a bottomless wage pit or whatever.
The money will be found because it has to be found.
Ignore that. That was not in relation to anything. In the letter, she emphasized the need for government to manage the country's finances carefully, noting the debt servicing in the fiscal year of 2025 was $8.9 billion, more than the government spent on police, corrections, justice, customs, and defense combined. Well, I go more into that later, but here's a bit more Chris Abercrombie just talking about the government not being able to pay. And this comes after quite a bit of him back and forth with the interviewer, so I cut out quite a bit, but just press play.
You're accepting that people should be poorer. I don't accept that.
No, I was asking you if you accept it. So you're saying, no, that's not a reality, that employers...
I think we should at least get inflation. I don't think that's an unfair position, that workers in this country should not be poorer than they were previously. I don't feel that's a radical position.
No, I'm not saying it's a radical position. What the government is saying is that they can't afford to pay to meet all these demands.
Oh, that's a different conversation. So that's a political decision to make. This government makes political decisions every day to pay for things. This is just a different political decision. And that's what that industrial action is about. It's about encouraging the government to make a different political decision. They've made other political decisions about money, and this is just a different one, and we're asking them to make a different one.
Fucking bars.
I know.
Holy shit. No wonder she doesn't want to fucking take a meeting with this guy. He would absolutely run fucking circles around doughies. Straight doughies. Oh my god.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, so the government stated it's offered substantial salary increases to teachers, nurses, senior doctors. Whilst the figures are real offers, critics point out that inflation is high, meaning that 5% or 2% rises still amount to a real terms pay cut. And next we have up CTA President Richard Wagstaff on the actual reality of the offer that they got given.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the principals have taken 2.5%. Why don't the other? I mean, that's
I think
is that not reasonable?
The Prime Minister's being disingenuous, and so are the other ministers about what's going on. They're trying to divide and distract people. They have not put on the table a proposal which matches inflation from the date of expiry right through to the expiry of the agreement they're trying to negotiate. Instead, they're saying no backdating, which means workers are missing out on a year's pay, and a year of adjustment, and so forth. So what we're finding is really the average adjustment is around 1.3%, and that's for years. As well as the chronic underfunding, and really nothing has fundamentally changed about their position, and until it does, we're not going to get these agreements settled.
Damn.
Yeah, well, because I saw that come out yesterday. I think it was like the principals agreed to like a 2% pay rise or something like that, and they just put it a bit more into perspective. So because this isn't just for like this year and next year, this is for like back pay and stuff too. And they're essentially wanting to not pay them any back pay, essentially.
Which is fucked.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked. So yeah, they've been working at a loss for the last year at least. I think maybe longer. I can't remember exactly the numbers he gave, but
can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah. Unions have pushed back, saying the core issue is a chronic understaffing and under-resourcing rather than purely wage negotiations, which is another thing that's just completely admitted in the entire rhetoric. You know, it's all focused on money, not the actual understaffing that everyone's talking about.
No,
like,
absolutely.
Dangerous understaffing. You could give these guys the exact pay rise that you want. It's not going to change shit tomorrow. Like, it's not going to change anything. We need more nurses. We need more doctors, I assume, too.
We need more everything in those areas. Like, I know, especially with doctors, we don't have a lot of specialists like doctors and anything like that. That's where often it gets kind of shelved out to private entities and all that. And obviously, again, goes back to also another conversation that no one really brings up is that, like, why are we not supporting students better in universities to be actually able to not only make the, nurses of today, but then also have a place for them to go? Because I know we've heard heaps of stuff about how a lot of the nurses, they know that as soon as they finish school, the only luck they might have is going through private entities to get work.
Yeah.
And so we're just losing them from the second they graduate. If they don't move overseas.
Yeah. Anyway, and we'll go on to another thing from Richard. He just says sort of what a reasonable offer would be that they would accept, essentially.
Barely at the rate of inflation, but that's what everyone else is getting. Why should the public sector get more?
The public sector is asking to not go backwards. I don't trust Judith Collins' figures and when she selects them from. If they are serious about keeping up with inflation, they will go to the table and say, we are going to pay you from the expiry of your old agreement for the full term of this agreement in a way that keeps up with past inflation and also predicted inflation by the major agencies. They have come a long way short of those proposals, and they need to come with something concrete about how to save the public sector.
Sounds reasonable to me.
So they're literally giving Luxon the answer of what he could do.
Just give us something that matches inflation. We don't want a pay cut. And back pay us, you fucking coward.
Right? Especially because a lot of a lot of these are 2% over a few years, and then maybe or 3%, but it's over even more years. It's just insane.
Yeah, and I just wanted to comment, because in her letter she does flex the whole we spent $8.9 billion on debt serving claim for Collins. I didn't do too much research into this. I only did 1 year as comparison, so maybe the other years differ. But let's see. So we also borrowed 43 billion in new government bonds this last fiscal year. We're predicted to borrow 38 billion for the next fiscal year. Net core crown debt has risen to 182.2 billion as of late 2025. In contrast, so this is just on her little flex about how much they're doing. In 2022 to 2023 fiscal year, the interest expenses were 7.3 billion, so a bit lower, to be fair. But it's fairly comparable. But the gross net borrowing of New Zealand government bonds was 28 billion, billions less than we being borrowed. So 43 billion this year compared to 28. That's the last year Labour was in government. Wow. The total net debt was 83.3 billion, which is an increase of 11.7 billion over the previous year. That's 100 billion less than it is now in terms of our net debt. So I don't know. I don't really know what she's flexing about. She picked the most favorable figure to her.
There's not much she can pick from, all right? She's got slim pickings.
And just on note, the total public-private debt is apparently closing towards $1 trillion, so that's private debt included. And I just noting that because I saw an article today from Professor Stephen Keen, where he was basically discussing private debt is apparently more impactful on causing recessions than public debt is, according to him.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want to go more on that another time.
I guess that does make sense when I think about it.
Yeah, well, so it makes sense, especially if you look at it in terms of the global financial crisis of 2008, which is all based on like borrowing money for houses and shit. So it does make sense. The upcoming Megastrike is in New Zealand is large scale, over 100,000 plus workers, including teachers, doctors, and allied health. It's described as the biggest in 40 years. And we got just the last little thing from Sarah Dalter from the Association of Salary Medical Surplus, which I thought summed up this entire thing. So
nice.
I'm really sorry if people will miss out or have delays to their care on Thursday, but that happens every single day, and the government say nothing about that and refuse to address it.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see you've added some stuff here. I'm not sure if you want to go into it.
I just wanted us to actually just have a quick look at a couple of, just a little bit into our Megastrike, which I'm so excited for on Thursday. I also keep forgetting that it's a Labor Day weekend this weekend, but honestly, it makes so much sense to do a Labor strike on Labor weekend, basically. Like, fucking, I love that. But so obviously, nurses, teachers set for Megastrike. We obviously know, so this is where I found the numbers. More than 36,000 nurses will strike from 11 to 3. An estimated 11,500 other healthcare workers, including senior doctors, dentists, social workers, and others, will join them. Senior doctors are only striking in Auckland, Hamilton, Wellington, Christchurch, and Dunedin, which makes sense. We don't really, our smaller hospitals are suffering enough as it is. So an estimated 40 to 50,000 teachers will go on strike, which, I believe the last strike in 1978 was 30,000 people. So we're looking at well over double, if not triple.
Mega strike, as they say.
Schools will be closed, hospitals, many non-emergency medical procedures will be delayed. Police said planning was well under the way to ensure safety on Thursday. Members of the public may experience some delays when the protest is underway, which if you want to find out where your local protest is, if you go to psa.org.nz/campaigns/23-October, you've got all the cities located, have all the breakdowns and times of where you can find your local. So if you want to go and support our teachers and doctors and nurses and all that good stuff, that's where you can find it. And that's what I just thought would be good to kind of let people know. I think, that's right. medical services. So yeah, all emergency departments will remain open, but EDs will be emergency only. Yeah, now that's it.
Okay. FYI, as someone who's had their appendix taken out, a stomach ache could be an emergency. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you're sitting there and your child's going, "Oh, my tummy hurts," could be emergency. My mum made me go on a bike ride.
Oh.
With the fucking appendicitis. Thought it was faking.
Oh, tough love sometimes is a bit too tough, eh?
I know. Anyway, almost half of Auckland's special body election votes were thrown out.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, they were declared invalid. The total overall turnout in the Auckland Mayoral Council poll was around 28.4%. The combination of low engagement and high informational special vote discard rate marks as one of the weaker participations on record for the city, especially since it became a super city. And I just noted down that such a high rate of discarded votes raises questions about the understanding of official vote ballot rules, ballot design, and administrative clarity. The scale throughout suggests systemic issues rather than isolated errors. Like, that's about 4,000 plus votes, like almost 5,000, I think it was.
Yeah, which, I mean, that can make a lot of difference. I mean,
it wouldn't have changed, for example, the mayoralty, which was like 50,000 votes different or something. It might have been more than that, actually. It might have been like 100,000. Can't remember.
Yeah, but like even council or
like a Ray Chung situation where it was like 40-something votes. You know?
45, exactly.
45, there you go. So, yeah, I just thought that was probably more of a reason to bring this back towards government ownership rather than private businesses running the local elections.
Does seem like that there was a lot of mess, especially when you count for the fuck-ups with not printing Māori ward candidates in some areas. And like, there was a lot of issues over the
I saw that they didn't have that on like the the info the candidate sheet. Like they missed out like a whole lot of the that was fucked.
Yeah, which was really fucked up, especially with everything they'd been doing.
That should almost like call for like a revote, like, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it
did
definitely
get a fair shake.
Well, that's the thing, is it does seem pretty fucked, but at the same time, what are you going to do? Cancel all of them, restart all of them? They wouldn't have done that.
Anyway, hundreds of primary school principals are urging the education minister to halt the new curriculum rollout, which, as Abercrombie mentioned, was a part of the thing they wanted to discuss in their upcoming meeting that was cancelled, and now that won't happen.
He found out about live.
That wouldn't be happening, so I guess they're not going to be able to urge her even further to halt this curriculum rollout. I don't actually think I've noted here when it's going to be rolled out. Is there any date in there? Try and find one while I read. But yeah, essentially they're saying it's too much, too fast, without enough support. They're citing readiness and resourcing as the primary issues. Concerns like training time, materials, and added pressures amid strikes and staffing shortages also noted as a concern with the upcoming rollout. Around 500 school principals have signed a letter to education, which is not a small amount. It's a fucking lot. Like, I'm not sure how many schools we have in the country. It can't be much over like 1,000 or so, I'd feel. It'd be in the 1,000 range, I think. Yeah, try and find that.
I'll Google it.
They marked a letter to Erica Stanford urging for a pause on the national curriculum rollout over concerns about inadequate resourcing, training, and timing. The principals argue that executing the rollout during a transition period risks students and teachers of being guinea pigs for untested materials.
We have approximately 2,500.
Okay,
school.
all right. So so it's about
that's
20%.
Most. Yeah, well, did you say 2,000?
No, you said 2,500, right?
Oh, yeah, 2,500.
Yeah, there's 500 schools, so that would be
500 schools, yeah.
That'd be about 20%, yeah. Which, you know, Yeah, that's not an insignificant amount, and I'm sure that counts things like private schools who are doing their own curriculum and stuff too. Like, so,
yeah, you'd also. I think there's some mixed schools. We also now have charter schools coming in, which
and that charter school that I think it was announced today was just like a sports academy school. So not all schools are necessarily just like normal schools. So
right,
I would say that's a significant amount. But yeah, that's. If only she was going to meet with them.
Yep. And speaking of Erica Stanford again.
Applications flood in for new parent visa amid residence review. And this is the one good bit of news that I had this week. Yay. Because it was kind of good news, I guess. Parents are going to see their kids. That's good news, right?
I mean, yeah,
I think so.
I feel like that sounds like a good thing. I haven't heard about this one, so I was just reading.
Yeah, it might be foreboding of something else, though, another issue, but we'll get into that in a second. Around 198 parent applications were filed within the first 2 weeks of the launch of the new 5-year parent visitor visa, which launched on the 29th of September. Immigration NZ estimates about 2,000 to 10,000 applications annually, with a modelling point of roughly 6,000 applicants expected around there. Meanwhile, the separate parent resident visa ballot system remains under review, and many sponsors remain in limbo, citing long wait lists and lack of clarity. So a part of the reason that this is flooding so much is it's so hard to get a residence visa now, that they're applying for this, at least in the meantime. I'm not actually I'm not sure if you can apply for this and then apply for the residence visa. I assume so, but they've stated this is not a pathway, if anyone's wondering that. Like, this is not a pathway to residency. This is just, you can come in the country to live because you have a kid here, and it gets you in for, I guess, 5 years, I think.
It'd be nice, so say, like, you've moved from Europe, you've actually just had a baby, and your parents want to come and be grandparents for those, early foundational years. Maybe they're going to actually come and help look after babies so that you can go back to work. Like, there are quite a few situations where this would be, would make a lot of sense, really.
Yeah, my sister just gave birth a few months back, and that's pretty much a thing that my parents have been trying to do as much as they can, because both her and her partner work, so she's just gone back to work, and it's
and grandparents could be such a it can be quite a good thing to have that community around you, and especially if it could even be something like even dark and morbid, right? You come to a different country, shit doesn't really start going too well, but you want to stay and keep it in. You need your parent to come and kind of be that kind of community for you because you're struggling, and they're willing to do that. Like, there's so many ways that could influence.
Especially with the cost of childcare. Fucking shit's expensive.
Yeah, or therapy,
Or therapy, yeah, true.
All right, wait, I don't think I've opened the next one. Here I am. Do your job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to around the world, guys. Around the world. I've forgotten the fucking intro.
Come dance all around the world.
Now we can go into all the shit that's happened in international news, because it wasn't the most exciting week for our country, but some stuff did happen in the last couple of days, so that was nice that we at least got some. Because I was literally sitting there yesterday going oh god, there's nothing that really has happened this week. I'm gonna have no news, and then the shit dropped yesterday with Judith Collins, so I was kind of happy.
Yeah.
But it also gave me a lot of work, so I was like...
Yesterday and today did seem to have quite a flurry of news.
Yeah, like I said, fucking Mondays. So first up, Trump urges Zelensky to make concessions to Vladimir Putin during tense meeting on the 17th. Trump reportedly told Zelensky to cede territory to Russia as a part of a proposed peace deal. The meeting was described as angry, with Trump reportedly tossing maps and shouting. Which, is very Hitler-like, again.
Right?
Very Hitler-like behavior. 999! Yeah, pretty much. It's like that meme, with the Hitler just freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Trump allegedly said, your country will freeze, your country will be destroyed if Ukraine doesn't make a deal with Russia, as inside sources say. And I believe the White House has denied that was said, but of course they're going to. Yeah. The meeting, after the meeting, Trump publicly called for a ceasefire on existing front lines, a position Zelensky echoed despite earlier rejecting territorial concessions. So yeah, very, very, very maniacal. You know, your country will be destroyed. I think there was like if anyone watches Game of Thrones, watch Game of Thrones, there was like a Stannis Baratheon favorite quote. He's like, "Bend the knee or I will destroy you."
Oh yeah,
it's like what Stannis Baratheon would do because he was the rightful king. So, also I just noted that this looks like a meeting for fucking like James Bond villains.
It does actually.
Look at that lady in the corner. She looks she'd fit right there. She's like she's like Frau from Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to that lady, but I assume you're a horrible person. I'm just gonna tell myself that. I'm sorry if you're not a horrible person, but I'm sure you wouldn't care. Because I'm just some random bumfuck in the middle of bumfuck.
Your opinion
nowhere.
Means nothing to
I'm
these people.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, I redact my apology.
Right. These bloody serfs.
All right, moving on. This is another breaking story from today. Robbers steal priceless jewels from the Louvre Museum. Louvre. It's the Louvre. That's how you spell the Louvre? Oh my god. I didn't know that. All right, you can do all the French stuff. The Louvre Museum in broad daylight on the 19th of October. Yeah, so in broad daylight this happened.
Wow.
Thieves used power tools and a hoist to break the museum's Galerie des Apollons. I don't know if I said that right. Completing the theft in just 7 minutes.
Jesus.
Yep.
That sounds like some fucking spy movie.
I
shit.
know. This is like some Ocean's 11 type shit. Like
I get it. Dun, 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 dun,
or Mission Impossible. Yeah, there
exactly.
You go. One of the two. It's one of the two that both would be right at home here. A damaged 19th century crown of Empress Eugene with 1,358 diamonds and 56 emeralds was found abandoned nearby. So they fucking just left that one. Other jewels, including the Regent, Sancy, and Hortensia diamonds were reportedly taken. Hortensia. The museum was briefly closed. French Interior Minister acknowledged it was a great vulnerability in museum security. You don't say.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Broad
surprised they
daylight,
could do
7
this.
minutes. Your crown fucking jewels gone.
They weren't even quiet about it.
No, and apparently this is like not like they've had quite a few robberies already recently. So this is not the first like warning they've had to up security. You know, and of course the suspects still remain at large. So there you go. Crazy shit.
Crazy.
Protesters urged a boycott of Israel at the Football World Cup in Italy. Cup organizers chose not to reconsider Israel's participation. In light of this, around 10,000 people attended a pro-Palestinian march towards which was incident-free for nearly 3 hours before arriving at its final stop. After this point, some police protest to conflict did ensue. The game itself was punctuated by boos during the Israel national anthem, pro-Palestinian banners slipping past security. There was a heavy police presence that included snipers on the stadium roof.
The fuck?
Yeah, I know. They went all out. Helicopters and drones in the sky. Snipers were also seen on the roof of Israel's team hotel. Yeah, they went fucking crazy. They thought some shit was going to go down. I don't know why.
Right,
I guess they thought Hamas might show up.
Oh my god.
Anyway, at the end of the day, the boycott was pointless because Italy breezed to an easy 3-0 victory. Sorry, so
they won. So
yeah, they're now out of the competition. Israel's gone, so everybody happy. They got to participate and get kicked out.
Right.
All right. Eurovision organizers have postponed a vote on Israel's inclusion in the contest, the Eurovision contest next year. New Day Will Rise by Yuvola Raphael represented Israel at the Eurovision Song Contest in 2025 in Switzerland, which already I was like, I thought Eurovision was just for like European countries. So I don't know. Does Israel count? They're in the Middle East. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not just European countries.
I don't know enough about Eurovision.
Yeah, I assumed it was.
I'll do Google while you do this.
Okay. Anyway, she won the public televote and placed second overall with 357 points. No clue if that's a lot. The performance was controversial. Her semi-final and rehearsal were there were visible boos. That doesn't make sense. Audible boos. How about that? From parts of the audience amid protest activity. Televised broadcast appeared to mask or overlay them with applause/noise. Some broadcasters and national delegations expressed serious concerns. Multiple Nordic and Belgian broadcasters called for an audit of the voting system after a huge split between the public vote, where Israel won, and the jury vote, which Israel only got 60 points. Which, okay, that puts it a bit more in context with 357 points. Okay, so a bit of a split there. Because of the political tension around Israel's participation, given the ongoing war in Gaza, several countries threatened to boycott or demand its exclusion in future contests. Her backstory as a Nova Festival survivor on the 7th of October in 2023 incident added emotional weight to her entry. So, yeah. Did you find out if it was just Europe?
I did. It is not just Europe.
Okay.
It is... eligibility is based on membership in the European Broadcasting Union, not geography. So this has allowed Israel, Morocco, Australia, and other nations that straddle Europe and Asia, such as Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey.
Okay.
Fun fact.
There we go. And I think some of the people in the comments did correct us. Thank you very much for doing that. In contrast, the Court of Arbitration... We can't be right on everything. In contrast, the Court of Arbitration for Sports rejected Israel's appeal to join the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Indonesia, also known as just Worlds. Indonesia's refusal was tied to pressure from domestic religious groups and its long-standing political stance of no diplomatic relations with Israel and strong standing support for Palestine. The International Olympic Committee has expressed serious concern that the exclusion of Israel athletes violates the Olympic Charter's principle of non-discrimination, which, boo, I kind of disagree. This isn't about discriminating a people or a group of people. This is about boycotting, I don't know.
Not wanting to enable
an
them
apartheid
to be,
state,
Yeah, we don't want to be platforming people who are literally committing genocide or war crimes.
It still might be passed for the course for them, because, look, they did... World War II, let's see, so pre-World War II, like 36, I think it was, Nazi Germany hosted in their country the Olympics, which actually was a big sort of, they started the torch tradition, if you didn't know that. That started there, and then Hitler started that. So
cool. More things we got from Hitler.
Thanks,
like the
Hitler.
VW Beetle.
Yeah, the Volkswagen, the people's car. Then I believe they did pause while the war was ongoing, Olympic events, so there's not really a cause for comparison there. But I wonder if they ever wound up boycotting what was it called, South Africa during apartheid. I don't know, but if anyone wants to correct us there, whether or not they did that. But this might just be standard par for the course. They just ignore that kind of stuff and just don't
like do a
boycott
national, basically.
Yeah, exactly. They just go, we don't get involved, we're non-political.
We got friends on both sides.
Yeah, we like everybody. Anyway, next up, flooding in Mexico has claimed 64 victims so far. 65 plus. 64 victims, with an estimated 65 plus people missing. Some local reports put fatalities to 66 plus, missing up to 75 plus. Over 100,000 homes have been affected. Electrical outages in hundreds of thousands of households. Roads and infrastructure have been severely damaged. So,
oof, rough.
Hearts go out to flooding to Mexico. Speaking of flooding, in Venezuela, torrential rain collapsed a gold mine, killing 14. Torrential rains in Alcalo flooded 3 vertical mine shafts. The incident occurred at a gold mine complex in Bolivar State. 2 miners reportedly escaped unhurt. The collapse occurred in a region known for poorly regulated mining with unsafe conditions and inadequate oversight. We know a little bit about that.
I was going to say, that feels a little relatable.
Emergency crews are pumping out water of shafts, out of the shafts and recovering bodies. The full death toll may rise if shafts remain flooded, at least last I checked. So our hearts again go out to people of Mexico and Venezuela.
Absolutely.
More Venezuelan news.
Venezuela?
Yeah, we've got a lot of Venezuela. It's always a lot of Venezuela. There's a lot going on in Venezuela. I know. Venezuela's in the spotlight. Venezuela announced it would close embassies in Norway and Australia, citing restructuring of diplomatic priorities. The move comes shortly after opposition leader Maria Corina Machado was awarded the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize. And if we have time, we might go more into something about that later. Atlas. Venezuela plans to open new embassies in Burkina Faso and Zimbabwe instead. Norway, which handles the Venezuelan interests via its colonial embassy, expressed regret and emphasized the desire to continue diplomatic dialogue. So a bit of a fuck you guys. We're gonna close your embassy.
Okay, yep. I guess you're aligning somewhere else. Probably a little more far right.
They definitely hurt.
Right?
You hurt Venezuela's feelings. You should expect them to retaliate. Trump approved CIA operations in Venezuela. President
I wonder
Donald
if this is related at all.
It's just, well, you know, you got Trump and you got the Venezuelan president as well. I'm blanking on his name, sorry. President Donald Trump publicly confirmed he was authorized CIA to conduct covert operations in Venezuela. The operations may include lethal missions and potentially ground action in Venezuela. So basically, they just want to do a fucking coup. You know, very peaceful of them, right? You know, we should give the Nobel Peace Prize to the person who's aligned themselves with these guys.
Also, that's Maduro, by the way.
Maduro, thank you. I kept thinking Chavez, but I was like, no, that was the other guy. Anyway.
Nicolas Maduro.
Nicolas. The US has already conducted multiple strikes on maritime vessels in the Caribbean, accusing them of involvement in drug trafficking. At least 6 people were reportedly killed in a recent strike. Venezuela condemns the decision, obviously. I can't help but agree with Venezuela again, calling it a violation of international law and framing it as an attempt to overthrow its government, which it clearly fucking is. They just want to do a fucking coup d'etat. It's okay when the West does a coup d'etat, but you know, when anyone else does it, it's
right.
Not that I agree with coup d'etats necessarily, by the way. It's contextual.
Yeah.
The nuance matters. More on coup d'etats later. In Congress, the actions have drawn much concern for both sides, bypassing legislative oversight and lack of transparency. That's U.S. Congress, by the way, not Venezuela.
Yes.
This follows the president circumventing government protocol and law to find alternative funds to pay the U.S. military during the shutdown. I'm not sure if you heard about that, but because they're shut down, they can't pay the troops, right? And that was like a big thing, and like, of course, the right loves the troops, so
yeah, they do.
Gotta end the shutdown, otherwise you hate the troops, right? But now they've completely circumvented, which is pretty much law that Congress has to follow. They can't fund people without going through without finalizing the funding, essentially the budget. And I watched a video on this. It was pretty interesting because it goes back to something historically that happened. Apparently they had a bunch of government departments who would pre-spend. They would pre-spend money, and they would come to the government, the Congress, during when they had to approve next year's budget and say, well, look, we've already spent the money, so you got to fund it anyway, you know, essentially.
Right.
So that was a big issue. So it doesn't matter where he's finding the funds. They're not supposed to fund any government department, no matter what. It's just it's law. So he's once again, Trump's just breaking the law, like he seems to do.
I mean, that is his favorite thing to do.
That's his favorite thing, yeah. And they're in the 20th day of the government shutdown with no end in sight. Just if anyone was wondering.
My authority.
That, and there's another agenda too. I mean, apparently the they're trying to keep a new congresswoman, I think, from being sworn in because she's going to be the final deciding vote in allegedly releasing the Epstein files. Yeah.
It all comes back to the fucking Epstein files, doesn't it? Fucking, he's try to get away from them.
I know, so let's see how long that fucking lasts. Alright, far-right influencer Candace Owens loses legal fight to enter Australia. Yay!
You dunked on, bitch.
Hell yeah. The High Court ruled unanimously against Candace Owens, upholding the government's decision to deny her a visa due to concerns her views could incite discord. Owens applied for a speaking tour. The court found that while political communication is protected in Australia, it is not absolute and that may be limited for public interest. And I tried to find the most mannish picture I could just to make her mad. It was between this and another one.
Yeah.
But it was hard because I was like, she doesn't.
Either way, we still have to look at her.
Well, no, just because like that's her thing, like pretending like other women are men. So I thought I was just gonna, but I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Nah.
This is the best I could do.
Can't get that low.
I know, not everything's a win.
Right.
Tens of thousands rally in Brussels to protest austerity plans. Take note, people. Take notes.
Let's go. Austerity protest. Amen.
A large march in Brussels against proposed austerity occurred. Unions warn of social cuts during cost of living crisis. Well, this reminds me of somewhere. Approximately 80,000 people took to the streets in Brussels on the 14th, denouncing political cuts to social welfare programs. Rights to a pension are being driven from 65 to 67 as well, which I thought was just another fucking...
At least it's not 72 again.
Yeah, I suppose, but you know... yeah, pretty much. And I just had a quote from the trade union CSC. This government promised more sustainable jobs and increased purchasing power. Hot air. Once again, everyone is paying except the rich. Which... Man. I mean...
I feel like we've heard the exact same thing from our own union people.
It's going on all around the fucking world. It's being fucking driven crazy. It's like like the fucking rich elites spend all the money and then they go, oh, we're out of money and we can't borrow more, guys. That would just be horrible. So we got to raid your coffers, your retirement fund. We need some of that. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go to our next one.
Next one up. Dutch government took control of a Chinese chip maker called Nexperia. They invoked the Goods Availability Act to take control of chip maker Nexperia, owned by China's Wingtech, citing serious governance failures and tech security risks. The Dutch Enterprise Chamber, which is some special division of the Amsterdam Court of Appeal, which hears corporate law cases and other shit, on October 7th concluded that there may be valid reasons to doubt sound management at Nexperia. The ministry added that losing these capabilities could pose a risk to Dutch and economic security. So that's their apparent reason, but there's more to the story. The US had raised concerns earlier that Nexperia might face export restrictions if their Chinese CEO was left in place. So it's more tariff war shit, essentially.
Jesus.
The US is like, we might fucking sanction you a bit harder here if you keep this guy in charge. So I guess maybe there are actual security risks, but I think this is probably more of a justification just to stop the fucking chip maker being embargoed. That's my headcanon. Don't take it as gospel, but
although when it comes to that stuff, I also wonder how much a lot of the AI stuff that we've got later is potentially a part of all that too.
Obviously, China has condemned the move. Automakers warn that the intervention could disrupt global chip supplies, especially for auto components. So, not cars. They might get rid of all the cars. Might be gone. What are we going to do without cars?
As long as we've got trains, I don't care.
Could you imagine a society without cars? What would happen? How would we live? How would we live without cars, guys? I don't know. EU discusses drone wall to protect airspace from Russian violations. That sounds kind of sexual. This comes underneath the its European Drone Defense Initiative to shield its airspace from increasing unmanned aerial vehicle and drone incursions, particularly those attributed to Russia. Focuses on sensors, jamming, and joint procurement. The initial capacity is intended as of the end of 2026 and full operational status as of the end of 2027. The plan involves a network of sensors tracking and drone systems, yada yada yada. This comes after recent multiple drone incursion events over Poland, Denmark, Estonia, etc. And NATO and EU obviously interpret those as probing actions by Russia. Some EU states have questioned the duplication of NATO's role. So just to clarify, this is the EU that's doing this. So this isn't a NATO thing. So it is a little strange that the EU is doing it as policy, not NATO. But whatever, I guess. And others just concerned about costs and risks if engagement rules aren't clear. So there you go. But not much more to say about that. We got a couple election things. Let's go to Cameroon. Issa Chiroma, I think I'm saying that right. Issa Chiroma Bakary. I'm going to say Bakary. Claims presidential election victory in Cameroon, obviously. The opposition leader has claimed victory in Cameroon's 12th October presidential election and urged longtime President Paul Biya, who's 92 and has ruled since 1982.
What?
I know. These old ass motherfuckers. Like, why is everyone around the world has just got the oldest fucking leader?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's a young buck comparatively.
He's a young buck. Anyway, he's asked him to succeed. He's telling the motherfucker, you fucking succeed. I've won this shit. Because apparently the Electoral Commission is expected to finalize by October 26th. So they've still got some time until the final results come in. But he's convinced it's a pretty clear win. Official result, the government denies Chikoma's win and warns of legal consequences if the claim is persistent. So they're basically telling him to stop fucking pretending he won, I guess. So who knows, maybe they're going to try and rig it or some shit. I don't know much about the region, but yeah, they're just like, shut the fuck up, mate. Chiroma was previously a former senior government minister, longtime ally of Paul Biya, so he was actually in the government. He resigned earlier in June 2025 to run. He's pledging reform, change after decades of stagnation, wanting to improve infrastructure and address corruption. He's promised amnesty for the Anglophone separatists and federal-style decentralists. So, they had a bunch of people that wanted to separate from the country at some stage. His policies include... His policies are coming as a sudden turn. Critics argue he embodies the same power structure he now opposes, which is, kind of... Like, he's been in this government, so why the sudden change of heart, basically? So it is a little sus. So whether this brings real change or another case of meet the new boss, same as the old boss, is yet to be seen. So keep your eyes on Cameroon.
Not the letter.
Yep.
Right.
More African countries. Patrick Hermini, I think. I kept wanting to say Hermione, but
Hermini, yeah, Hermini.
I think it's Hermini. Patrick Hermini wins Seychelles presidential runoff election with 53% of the vote. He was a former Speaker of the National Assembly from 2007 to 2016 and a long-time figure in the United Seychelles Party. In 2023, he was charged and later cleared of witchcraft allegations.
What?
I know, Africa's crazy, right?
Fuck yeah, I love that. That's great.
Fucking African politics must be fucking.
Oh, to be fair, I imagine that's could be. I mean, you know what my brain goes to? Maybe that's like when we had the what was it? Oh, the bill that got passed so that Rungwa practitioners weren't able to practice anymore. So who knows?
Yeah, he may have been in Harry Potter. I'm not sure. He does look a lot like Hermione. But I wonder how they cleared him of the witchcraft charges. Like, did they drop him in a lake or weigh him with a goose or something?
Maybe,
I don't know.
I don't know what the tests are for witchcraft.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to actually just read the outcomes of that trial. He promises social justice, addressing corruption, the drug crisis, climate vulnerability issues, hell yeah, because Seychelles is a low-lying island state, and reducing retirement age. Fucking based. I'm on his side. I like this guy. For people who don't know, Seychelles is a nation of 115 islands, population of only roughly 100,000 people, bit over, and it's Africa's wealthiest country per capita. So yeah.
Also, apparently, witchcraft is their version of communist.
Maybe
I was right.
You know what? That
maybe
makes
I
sense.
was right.
Because how do you clear someone for being a communist as well?
Right, exactly. I knew it had a light stink to it.
They just get blacklisted from Hollywood.
My job. There you go.
All right. The Houthis announced on 16th of October the death of their military chief of staff, Al-Gamari, who died of wounds sustained in an Israel strike in August. Israel publicly claimed responsibility for the strike. No shame there, I guess. With Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz, that's not a typo, his name's Israel, calling Al-Gamari's death. Imagine if my name was like New Zealand or something. That'd be.
I went to school with a kid called Israel, so.
Okay, there you go. I guess it's more normal than I think. Yeah, they called it a blow to the deemed terrorist leadership. Al-Gamari was sanctioned by the UN and the US, accused of coordinating cross-border missile drone attacks, including the targeting of Israel and Red Sea shipping. So, you know, I mean, yeah, kind of cool, actually. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Hey, look, if the US can do it, why the fuck can't these guys? These guys, you know, US can shoot fucking Venezuela, go, they're drug traffickers. You know, why can't these guys do shit and not be called terrorists? I mean, double standard. Come on. I'm just saying.
There's always double standards, especially when color is involved.
Exactly. Israel's willingness to engage in Yemen as part of border regional clashes comes as an obvious risk of wider regional escalation beyond Gaza and the Red Sea, potentially drawing in further actors. So, yeah. Look, keep your eyes on Yemen. Shit's fucked.
Okay. And this...
Oh, yeah, okay. This was a cursed image, I thought. Trump to oversee Cambodia-Thai peace deal at Asian Summit, I think that's how you pronounce it, or ASEAN, ASCEAN Summit in Malaysia. Just look at that fucking image with Donald Trump there, like all the monks holding it.
Yeah,
for a second, I was like, is that fake?
That is... Actually, honestly, it took me a while for my brain to fully comprehend what I'm looking at.
I know.
No,
did you ever expect in your life to see this image of a bunch of fucking monks in robes?
It was not on my 2025 bingo card. That's for fucking real. Also, what is it with Trump now of suddenly appointing himself as like peacemaker of the world?
Well, we'll get into that, I suppose. Donald Trump is expected to play a role in overseeing the Cambodian-Thailand peace deal. Trump will visit the Malaysia capital of Kuala Lumpur on October 26 to witness the agreement. Trump has insisted largely in taking credit for ending the 5-day conflict in July. The short skirmish, as you can see sort of by the image here, it's in the red where the border skirmish happened over the disputed territory. It was a short skirmish that killed about 43 people and displaced more than 300,000 in dispute over the unmarked sections of the Thai-Cambodian border. Malaysian foreign minister has affirmed the deal, but cautioned over leveraging great power influence in regional affairs. So even Malaysia's kind of like, can you like take a step back, mate? Just ease up. Trump has also reportedly requested that Chinese officials do not join the ceremony. You know, he's like a fucking baby. Just, I would go if China goes. No China has to be here. China and Malaysia both have played a major role in the ceasefire negotiations between Thailand and Cambodia as well. So, in all rights, they should be. They have, you know, as much right to be there as he does, but because he's a fucking crybaby and wants all the glory. It's just me. It's just me. I did it. Anyway, that's the quick fire around the world section there. So we're doing really good for time.
No, we
can
are.
Slow it down a bit. But,
although
yeah.
I did move one of our stories up
That's
to
fine.
after this one just because I thought priority.
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway, may as well go into the next one. So, Trump tries to rig an election. Donald Trump has pledged to boost Argentina's economy with a $20 billion currency swap.
With a B.
Yep, 20 billion, but only on the condition that Mr. Mutton Chop himself, Milei, prevails in the upcoming elections.
Mutton Chop Milei? That is such a good name.
Yeah,
I'm stealing that.
Well, you know, I saw he's fucking mutton chops.
I mean, he does. He
does.
Mad chops.
Trump signals the US is not gonna waste our time unless Argentina's politics align. We think he's gonna win. He should win. If he does win, he's got to be very helpful, Trump said. If he doesn't win, we're not going to waste our time. Because to have somebody whose philosophy is no chance of making Argentina great again. Argentina's going to be great, okay? He's going to be great. He's going to be great. I'm assuming that's how it sounded.
Who needs AI to fake Trump? We've got you.
Yeah, exactly. I can do it.
I love this.
He defended Milei, arguing that Argentina would be lost if he wasn't there. Since coming into office, it's just my blow at the end, but since coming into office, Milei's Argentina has seen the peso lose roughly half its value, foreign reserves fall by over 12 billion US dollars, poverty surged to around 57%, and manufacturing contract loss as local producers shutter, all while taking more than 40 billion in new borrowing from the IMF, China, and the US.
Crazy.
Anarcho-capitalism works, guys. It's great.
Also,
Atlas.
I know, right? But also calling Milei the dollar store Wolverine. That's
not bad as well.
fucking good. Also, apparently, MLB is calling you out. MLB is calling you out for having mutton chops with extensions.
Yeah, but they look better, you know?
yeah, and I mean, like if we put a side by side, I think we know who's prettier.
And asterisks on that. Get used, like look at the hair. It's gonna be gone soon. It's gonna be gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Summer's here. I don't need the warm beanie on my head anymore, so it's got to take the annual chop.
Your
so
mum
I do
will
once
be
a
very
year.
happy.
Yeah, for Mum's birthday.
Exactly. All I want for my birthday is my son with short hair.
She loves it though. It's the best present. Oh my god, you got your hair cut. Oh my god, it looks great. It looks great.
Oh, bless. Bless her heart.
All right. Yeah. So
next.
Good luck to Argentina.
Shift this one up. Since
sure, why not?
Atlas AI, I mean,
yeah.
I also have a couple of clips I wouldn't mind.
No, that's fair enough.
Getting to.
So, all right. IMF says an investment bubble could burst, comparable to the .com bubble. So I'm not sure. I'm sure everyone's heard about this at this point. It's I've seen this floated around for the last couple of months. People talking about this and like YouTube videos and comment sections and stuff. But finally, the IMF has addressed it, saying this could be near, but they warn the burst is unlikely to trigger a systemic global crisis. Chief economist Gorinchas, I don't know.
No fucking clue on that one.
Yep, he noted AI investments are largely cash funded, not debt based, which reduced systemic risk, which I guess is somewhat of a fair point, but
I've got some stuff to look at that I think will say otherwise.
Okay. However, the IMF has added that so they're saying it could be comparable to the 1990s .com bubble. Those who don't know, but when websites first popped up, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is the hot new thing, buy websites." That's how Elon Musk got his initial bit of money. He made just some shitty, like, kind of like Yellow Pages website, essentially, sold that off for a bunch of money. It's probably worth nothing after the crash, essentially, and that's how it happened. Just a whole bunch of overvaluated bullshit that went down when people were like, "Oh my god, the internet's hot. Invest." The IMF added that the burst wouldn't likely lead to a global economic crisis on the scale of 2008. Press X to doubt. Apparently AI spending is huge, valuations sky high, but returns remain uncertain. Analysts are split. Some see the bubble inflating too fast, others argue real value may follow. So there was also a recent Harvard Business Review that claimed AI is clearly transformative. Key questions remain about how being how value is being created and whether current investment is justified. There was also something from a man named Derek Thompson. I put a note, listened to the audio for preparation. I forgot to do that.
Oh no.
So I didn't listen to the audio. But he's essentially
I've actually got a video that explains the definition of a bubble and a few of those other bits.
Okay, cool. Anyway, I'll just quickly sum this up. He's predicting AI will first boom, then crash, later deliver long-term change, and he's compared that to the internet in the 20th century and railroads in the 19th century, which had similar things happen to them, but they basically changed the world despite their whole crash. So, there's going to be early adopters are going to suffer essentially. He points to numbers. US tech firms are expected to spend about 300 to 400 billion on AI in 2025 alone, yet AI revenue lags. Wall Street Journal has reported that American consumers spend only about 12 billion on AI services. So comparable to what's been put in, around 400 billion, 12 billion, that's not going to pay the bills. So
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I actually time stamped one of them.
Okay.
But it might be in there, so it might repeat anyway. But from what I saw, they're going. Actually, no, I think I did timestamp it. They're going to have to be exceeding trillions of dollars in sales, and it's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah, Big Olby, you're pretty much correct on that. It is gambling with extra steps. In fact, cryptocurrency is just the stock market without any regulation. So
yeah,
if you want the other side of that, so yeah.
All right, should we go into this quick little bit? I've got timestamp. So this is it. Okay, so we'll start. Actually, no. I think I was like, actually, yeah, we'll go that way. I just feel like the definition would have been good first, but we'll do the amount of money that I was just referencing. Right, so, obviously, Adam Conover has done a really good video.
I got the driest lips today.
Oh no, it's probably that heat. It's that heat drying you out. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm also so excited that we're doing Adam Conover because iconic.
Because here's the really fascinating thing. The main impediment to building super intelligent AI might not be the technology. It might be the money. Because in order to pay for all the processing infrastructure they need to build this brave, screwed world, Bain estimates AI companies will have to earn $2 trillion annually by 2030. According to the Wall Street Journal, that is more than the combined 2024 revenue of Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, and Nvidia combined. I'm going to say that again. They have less than 5 years to start earning more annual revenue than the 6 largest tech companies combined. And right now, they are fucking failing to do so. Like Amazon fucking killed Walmart. They got to kill Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. They're not going to fucking do it. I mean, OpenAI's revenues are growing, but they were only $13 billion this year. That's nothing, buddy. And Bain estimates that AI revenue overall is going to be $800 billion short of where it's going to need to be in 2030.
Which, I mean, those numbers are pretty fucking damning.
And that's also just ignoring that, like, that's assuming investors hold out till then. Like, they might start being like, fuck it, prior to that and start pulling out even earlier. So that's probably the latest, honestly.
Yeah. This part, though, that he's about to go into is defining a bubble and how the AI is failing.
For this, a word for an economic cycle in which business investments and valuations are not supported by the underlying value or future revenue. It's called a bubble. And the thing about bubbles, as anyone who has played the classic app game Pimple Popper Light can attest, is that they tend to pop, and when they do, it's not pretty. Like, okay, the theory of the valuation, the reason that OpenAI currently has the highest valuation of any company ever is that AI is going to unlock all those trillions in value by transforming the nature of work. But if AI were good at transforming work, I think it would have transformed some of work already. And it has not. A number of studies have come out showing that AI doesn't actually make workers more productive. In fact, it might make them less productive. An MIT report found that 95% of attempts by companies to use LLMs did not turn a profit. And a University of Chicago study on the impact of AI chatbots on 7,000 Danish workplaces found similarly minimal effects. Now, when you make this argument, when you say that we're not seeing really any productivity...
That was, I think that was the end of
that
one.
working in IT, like that's a lot of requests that we're getting right now. Is like people wanting like AI subscriptions and stuff, and a lot of workers asking for it and stuff. I'm just like, fucking, why do you want this? And like, I want it to help me go through my emails and all this shit. I'm like, fucking.
No, yeah, exactly. And I mean, he talks a lot about how it seems like they're kind of, because I think one part he was kind of talking about, how we once kind of were told, AI is going to help us like with cancer research and all these like things that are actually going to help us, when really that's not what we've got. That's not the current case that we're in at the moment. And I'm just going to play this very small bit here, and this is him just talking about how much money people are just shitting into AI because it sounds good, they've sold it, they've marketed it as this thing that's going to help people and, create all this change that, like you said, we're not seeing.
Don't typically shell out billions of dollars for a super secret special promise, right? Minds don't name. Give me the money, motherfuckers. Savvy Wall Street investors in their right minds don't typically shell out billions of dollars for a super secret special promise. But hey, say the word AI to them and these dumbasses can't keep their wallets in their pants. I mean, there is so much dumb money sloshing around AI right now that the AI companies themselves are just flagrantly wasting it. Mark Zuckerberg is offering AI researchers payment packages of up to $400 million over 4 years. I mean, that's
$400 million. And it's again for this fucking AI slop. And then, you go.
Oh, well, I was going to say, actually, I'll leave it to last. I
was just going to get him into his last bit, because this is
let him do his last little bit,
where he talks about who will actually be affected once this bubble bursts. Okay. So let me just go. We'll go back.
Actually, that's very on topic of what I was going to say, so good.
Sweet.
Keeping a little taste for yourself, do you, Sammy? No. You know who's really going to suffer when the bubble bursts? It's going to be regular people. 62% of Americans own stocks in some form or another, whether that's their pension plan, their 401k, or something else they might not even know about.
Which, when he mentioned this, I went, I wonder if some New Zealanders, Kiwi savers, are... Because we often don't know where our fucking shit's unless we do proper research. And let's be honest, most of us are too lazy to do that.
Well, you're involved with your portfolio. I am. I do my portfolio through my insurer. And I have a kind of... it's pretty good. It's pretty good. They're really good at what they do. And I don't think they're investing in much of that shit. So
thank God.
Yeah.
And stocks make up a third of the entire net worth of American households. That's retirement funds. That's college funds. If this bubble bursts, it's those people, i.e. most Americans, who will lose. And even if you don't have stocks, well, if this bubble pops, it will radiate through the entire economy. Spending will plummet. Jobs will be lost. Real people will be hurt, just not the people who caused the bubble in the first place. They will profit. The tech investors know that they're shoving dollars into a bubble. They know that they have no plan. They know that money will be lost, and they know that real people will be hurt. But they can't let us know that. Instead, they have to keep the hype cycle going so that all of us keep talking about AI, keep thinking that the next advancement is right around the corner. And that is why, instead of the real advanced superhuman AI that changes the world they've been promising, we get Sora. Sam Altman needs the appearance of AI progress, and he needs constant press to fuel his grift. And a social media slop app that violates copyright and allows people to humiliate dead celebrities is fucking perfect for that. Sora doesn't make money. It sure as hell doesn't cure cancer. Hell, even if it beats TikTok, it wouldn't make nearly enough revenue to be a drop in the bucket because they lose money on every fucking video. All Sora does is get Altman attention, which buys him time to suck up more investor dollars and keep the scam going a little while longer.
And I mean...
When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
God.
Like, well, because how many times are we gonna go through the cycle, people, of hype, boom, bust, fucking bullshit? And look, and there's one thing he didn't mention there, which I was gonna say, so I'm kind of glad he didn't. Is the angle of the bailouts, which comes with all of these fucking market crashes.
True,
the government's gonna spend tax dollars, fucking the people's money, bailing out these fucking morons who just pump up bullshit just to bail them the fuck out of their fucking mistakes, rather than being like, you know what, you're on your own.
It's not a mistake, though.
Well,
he's saying, they're going into it knowing that they're just con artists.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Fucking willful negligence, then, I guess, or something along those lines. But yeah, basically, you know, and this is the point where I kind of agree with fucking, you know, probably like a lot of the market capitalist stuff like that. Like, no, don't apply socialism here. Why is this the one time where you're like, yeah, socialism, let's bail out.
I know, bail right? Out. But when our doctors and nurses need money, we give it to landlords instead.
We can't let the AI companies go over. We're fucked.
Yeah, it's all part of that fucking just cycle where it's all being siphoned up into smaller, you know, numbers of people, and they just continue to hoover it up because they're greedy pieces of shit.
America is socialist. They're just corporate socialists. So.
I do highly recommend, though, going and watching the entire video. Like, I could have put so many, as Rogers can see, I technically have like 4 more timestamps that I would love to do, but I'm not going to. But go watch it. That's Adam Conover, who you may remember from Adam Knows Everything back in the day.
All right. Moving on. Let's do these next couple of little clips
let's
to get
go.
the last story. So, intense clash along the Pakistan-Afghan border and airspace erupted last week. Heavy crossfire was reported. Taliban and Pakistan forces traded artillery/automatic fire, raising fears of wider escalation. Fire resulted in dozens of deaths, hundreds wounded. Pakistan closed major crossings on the 11th. Afghanistan claims Pakistan carried out air drone strikes on the 9th, killing civilians and athletes. Pakistan accused the Afghan Taliban of harboring militants of the TTPF, or the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, who conducts attacks inside Pakistani territory. Russia of all people, has called for restraint and diplomatic resolution. I don't know whether, I mean, I guess this is just as hypocritical as the fucking US trying to do some fucking bullshit, like try and make peace deals as well, because they don't do that shit either. So, you know, they're all fucking hypocrites at the end of the day, these great powers. Also, I think you muted yourself, just FYI, Mage. A temporary 48-hour ceasefire has been agreed between Pakistan and Afghanistan, brokered in mediation with Qatar. I'm sure at some point, probably Donald Trump will claim fucking, you know, he did this as well, or some bullshit. Yeah, Afghanistan's been increasing its ties to India, which has heightened tensions further. India has announced reopening its embassy in Kabul. Pakistan views the renewed the Kabul-New Delhi rapprochement as ideological and strategic threats. The ceasefire appears to be holding, but Afghanistan has accused Pakistan of breaking the truce following 10 people being killed in air attacks as of yesterday. Ongoing diplomatic efforts are underway to
no one can
negotiate
keep
more
their truces.
No. It's always one side blaming the other, going, it was their fault. I love in this age of like fucking cameras and just non-stop surveillance, we still can't get a clear story of like just this person's at fault, and everyone's like, you know what, there it is, we got it on camera.
There it is,
it's in the pudding. So hopefully it doesn't become a more serious issue.
Fingers crossed.
India prosecuting Muslims who said I love Muhammad. On September 4th, Muslims living in Kanpur city were observing Eid al-Milad al-Nabi, the celebration of the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, when a neighborhood put up an illuminated board saying, I love Muhammad, mimicking the popular I love New York signage. This drew...
Nice.
I know, that's kind of neat, right? This drew criticism from local Hindus. For the last month, Indian police have raided multiple markets and homes, arresting Muslim men in states governed by Prime Minister Modi's Hindu Nationalist Party. Another reason to fucking hate Modi is he's not a fucking good dude. He's a fucking authoritarian.
Piece of shit. Yeah.
He is a piece of shit. Fucking... Ugh. And everyone's like, China bad, don't do business with China. India good. So
a lot of leaders bad. I feel like that's
I think most
story.
leaders are bad, except for that guy that just might have gone and fucking voted in Seychelles.
I don't know. I like Zelensky. You know, he's doing well.
Anyway.
Shit
on Zelensky. Some of their homes have been bulldozed. A case of 24 people on more serious charges, prompting enmity on the grounds of religion. India has launched legal action against Muslims who publicly stated, "I love Muhammad, I love Allah," citing a law used to police religious speech. More than 2,500 people have been charged. It is as an initial crackdown on the expression has spawned broader protests. Critics warned this increases religious policing, chilling free expression. Chilling free expression amid rising communal tension. India's constitution guarantees the freedom of religion and the right to express it. About 20% of Kanpur's population is Muslim. Around 172 million Muslims live in India, which is about 14% of its population. Which is... I mean, what more can you say, except, you know, in another place where just fucked up shit's going on, you know?
Yep.
The Constitution says one thing, and just the leaders do another, saying, fuck your rights, fuck the Constitution. We're going.
Wurzel says, 15 minutes, let's go!
I know. We're on the last story. This is our last story, and this is a highlight of shit that's been happening over the last couple of weeks that we've been covering in Madagascar.
I've also got fun stuff for after, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll still make this a little quick, but military leader, oh my goodness, Riani Rina sworn in as Madagascar's new president.
Randriani Rina.
I've put a note. I'm just going to nickname Colonel Rand, which I thought was more menacing sounding. Colonel Rand is now Madagascar's new president. Young demonstrators of Gen Z in Madagascar took to the streets for several weeks over frequent power outages, water shortages, and general government mismanagement, citing lack of opportunity and among other things. On the 13th, facing imminent impeachment and military defection, the president fled to a safe location with assistance of the French military soon after he dissolved parliament. So, you know, the fucking colonizers can never stop colonizing. They're still got to keep sticking their fucking fingers in the pot. The following day, the army suspended major institutions. An elite unit, known as the Casbat unit, claimed power, declaring that the assembly the assembly vote to impeach. On 17th of October, Colonel Rand and head of Casbat, Colonel and head of Casbat, was formally sworn in as the new military leader and president after the Constitutional Court backed his takeover under the transitional military rule. The UN and AU, or the African Union, has condemned the takeover. The AU has suspended Madagascar's membership and called for a return to civilian rule. France and other former colonial powers have been cautious, with anti-French sentiment rising after the government's evacuation via French military aircraft. Reportedly, the youth initially celebrated the military move, but now feel used, which, you know, pretty much sounds about right, because it just seems like this was an opportunity that the military took to basically just seize power, by the sounds of it. Although he is promising change. Coups appear to be nothing new for Madagascar, with successful and unsuccessful ones plaguing the nation since independence. The recent ex-president, who just fled the country, had previously outed another president in 2009 using a coup with the help of CASPAT, the CAPSAT unit. So the unit that did the coup helped get the previous president into power with another coup.
Jesus, coups on coups. Yo.
I know. And if you don't know, these guys are like these guys are a special military unit. They have structural control over key army functions, namely logistics and salaries. They've gained a reputation as the kingmaker for their obviously influential position of managing the salaries of the military and former involvement in other coups. Colonel Rand has promised election within 2 years and a new constitution to be drafted, but such timeframes are often used to entrench power. So, yeah. I mean,
it's going to be interesting time and to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a little video there, but we'll skip that because it's just him saying, "Hey, I'm in power now." It's just a bit, just at the bottom. I mean,
yeah,
you can play it for a second. It's just a bit at the start. I think. Skip through it a bit.
Yeah, it's not very long.
No, this is the wrong video. Oh well, fuck it.
Okay.
Whatever. We're short for time. It was just him saying, "I'm in power now." Fuck me.
I don't think we care. I've got way cooler things to show you.
Yeah, let's get on to the cooler stuff, I think, at this point. Because it's just all been depressing shit today. So
I found something I think we'll all enjoy. And this is French teens using parkour to turn off the lights to save energy. And this is the coolest fucking thing I've seen ever in my life. And I love it. And I'm like obsessed with it. And I wish I could do it. It's also interesting that they actually have like switches outside. I don't know why, but I've always assumed those switches would be inside. But I guess that could be a main switch even, but fucking parkour. And then next, I've got a video from Hassan Piker. Wow, this was actually on Gianmarco's Instagram, but this was a hilarious fucking moment.
Famous member of Hamas, Hassan Piker.
What you say that, but honestly, you are so on the money. It's not even funny.
Oh, great.
That I will be brought up in tonight's debate.
You think so?
He's going to bring it up, I think, to be like.
You really think so?
Oh, 100%. He's so desperate. He has nothing.
Why wouldn't he condemn Hamas? Why wouldn't he condemn Hassan Piker? Why did it take us here tonight for the first time for him to say it? He still won't denounce globalize the intifada, which means kill all Jews. Just say, I denounce it. He won't do it.
Like, literally, Hamas Hassan.
Denounce Hassan.
Right? Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that just gave me some good giggles.
Thank you, Big Ol' B. I do my best to try and, just make people informed of other stuff that's going on.
Oh, absolutely. We've got to keep our eyes around.
Exactly.
Because we can see that a lot of places are going through the same shit as us.
A lot of shit going down.
Right?
Everyone's got it bad right now. I don't know anyone that's got it good.
Some of you will probably have already seen this because I'm pretty sure I showed it on Friday, but I'm showing it again because I love it every time I watch it.
No, he's fake. No. Andy, what's wrong?
Donald Trump a real person.
Yes, Donald Trump is a real person.
I feel you, buddy.
Just the instantaneous. Just too good.
Or dude.
I actually found a Reddit post for us to look at. Are you proud of me?
I guess I am. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I've seen this.
Toilet shower. Why have so many people seen toilet showers before?
What, you don't take a good old toilet shower? You haven't done that?
I've never lived in a house that had a toilet shower.
Neither have I.
I'm learning these are a lot more common.
Oh my god, I remember when I was looking for a new place to live a couple of years ago. So I found, so there was a guy who was proposing it was a fucking room with toilet access, but what he had was like a, like a loo you'd take camping, right? And he's like, oh, and you can come empty this into my house. And I was like, fuck off, anyone. Who the fuck's got to be so desperate they live in a place with a little fucking compact toilet that you got to empty yourself? God. No, that's fucked.
Oh, yeah. Things have to be pretty desperate at that point.
Yeah, that was worse than this.
I saw this meme and I learned something today, and I'm gonna be real vulnerable with you all here. So I know you're probably gonna laugh at me, but this meme describes me literally today. I had no clue.
Okay.
I only just saw the Kiwis in it after I saw this post. I was like, it makes so much sense.
I mean,
now.
I can get that if you haven't seen it that much, you know.
No, but the thing is, I've seen this logo my whole fucking life.
I'm trying to help you.
No, you don't help me. I thought it was a weird C, and I was so confused. And yeah, I just thought, in case anyone else is with me and they didn't know that. Also, Timu Bidet. I hate that. I hate that phrase. Get out of here with your Timu Bidet. And then what it was?
Can we do
this? Too?
Oh, can we quickly do this one that I want? There's Nepal Dog Festival.
Yes, no, I only lined up some of them. I wasn't sure if we'd get time for more.
I thought that one would be nice and fun because apparently in Nepal they have a festival to honor dogs for being their loyalty.
Look at these beautiful babies!
I know.
Oh my god! Oh, I love it.
And they're so happy.
Oh.
And I think we need this.
Oh.
And even the police join in.
Right?
Please stop killing for a day.
No. This is so cute. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, you gotta honor man's best friend.
Right? What's this one?
Oh, the naked bikers.
Oh, how naked are they?
But they're not. You're not gonna see any nudity.
Okay, I was like, as long as we don't get any more.
No.
Oh god, that noise is kind of horrendous though.
They're too far away.
Might turn the sound off. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So a bunch of like an army of naked bikers going through Portland, I think it is, protesting.
Oh, Portland! Fuck! Of course, it's in fucking Portland.
I think it's Portland. I don't know. That's where everything's happening right now. It might not be.
Oh
Portland.
yeah, you can see the costumes. Look, the inflatable costumes.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. You got naked people and people in inflatable costumes. That feels like the two sides of the balancing scale as being naked versus being literally covered up. Right? I'd like to see you mace me now, bitch. What are these other two? Do you want to look at these other two?
They're just more Portland shit. But if you got stuff that's more that you
I only got one picture.
Okay.
I took a photo of this in the shop literally on yesterday. Apparently there's an entire brand called Gay.
It is. Yeah. It's not just gay, it's gay.
It's gay. Apparently it's pronounced like guy or some shit. I don't know, but I just saw that. Exactly. In my head canon, it's spicy
That's some
gay.
woke shit, you know.
Right? Exactly. And I just that tickled me. What else do we have?
I do not want to fuck my mother.
Oh yeah. I do not want to fuck my mother. Where do I go? Okay.
This is just a nice little expose of the horrors in Portland.
Oh, actually, yes, I think I have seen this video.
I'll
before.
unmute this one.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, yeah, I thought it was unmuted. There we go.
Will end the radical left's reign of terror in Portland once and for all.
You look at Portland and you see fires all over the place. You see fights and, just violence.
This network is just as sophisticated as MS-13, as TDA, as ISIS, as Hezbollah, as Hamas, as all of them. They are just as dangerous. They have an agenda to destroy us, just like the other terrorists we've dealt with for many, many years.
When ICE officers have to street battle against Antifa, hand-to-hand combat every night to come and go from their building.
Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross.
You look at what's happened with Portland over the years. It's a burning hellhole.
Right? Oh, I think one of the recent ones I saw on my TikTok last night was it was crocheting, and it's just a bunch of people who are standing there like crocheting different, like I think one of them was crocheting a frog inspired like what do you call it, scarf, and just also like if knitting needles can sometimes be seen as a weapon, then like, oh, that's, you know, convenient to have around, I guess. But
can you send the link in the chat? Apparently,
which one?
MLB.
Oh, for this one?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, I saw the TikTok of this.
Yeah, but that pretty much brings our show to a close, guys. You can start rolling on over to BHN, but thank you very much for joining us tonight.
They got 4 minutes till the boys will be live. It's fine.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They're always late, but you know, thank you very much for joining us. Getting more viewers every time, which is great. More engagement. We appreciate the chats.
Yeah, I saw a new name. Where was it? Where was it? Oh no, where have they gone? It was a funny name too. Oh.
I don't know.
Damn it. I can't see it.
How about this outro song?
I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus. I think I'm good. Nah, I think I'm good. I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like. Actually, no. I got a song.
Bruh.
Oh, yeah. There we go. And I'm not screen sharing. That's why. I was like, where'd my screen go?
If you had 150,000, what would you do?
All
right. Let's get this going. Whoa, I've already pressed play, apparently. Rude. All right, well, thank you. I'll see you guys in the other chat. Bye.
Bye.
Wake up. Let's get this money, baby. Good morning, open sesame. My girl won't have sex with me until I give a vasectomy. That ain't shit to me. All this shit I make is kinda revolutionary. Diction real good, level 3 vocabulary. Justin Timberlake is how I feel so legendary. T-Word to my dad for the big cut, that shit hereditary. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yo, shimmy, yeah. I'm a money blue, bank account like Avatar. I'm message you again every single day, I'm on a one night stand, please don't touch the mini bar. Hey, I don't do my own tax. Yeah, I'm rich as fuck. Don't text, send fax. Ain't Elon Musk. Impeccable fashion. Yeah, my shirt's that dug. I'm a pussy assassin. Good morning, open sesame. My girl won't have sex with me until I give a vasectomy. That ain't shit to me. Real post, no clarity. Do my own stunts like Bruce Lee. Yeah, Prada on the print like Meryl Streep. That ain't shit to me. I put a cuffs on my bitch. Rock it out. I'm gon' cross on my list. You make it work my while. Baby freaky in the sheets. I'm real docile. Fashion over penny, bitch. You jam my style. Swish. Shooting threes like I'm Jordan. She wanna kiss. She be liking on my order. I do big numbers, but who the hell is scoring? I'm on late night telling that my name's Carter. Yes, hey, I don't do my own tax. Yeah, I'm rich as fuck. Don't text, send faxes. Ain't Elon Musk. Impeccable fashion. Yeah, my shirt's that dog.